I see a lot of people struggling to nail down their messaging, to craft a message that really speaks to their ideal client, to their buyer. And usually it's because they're paying attention to the wrong people. Okay, they're taking the opinions of the wrong people far too seriously. Okay, there's only two people who are actually entitled to an opinion about your marketing, for sure, but really your business as a whole. Two people. Okay, anybody outside of these two people, these two personas, you should actively ignore. And there's a possible third person now that I think about it. The first is your prospect, most important, okay? Your prospect's opinion about your message, your marketing, your offer, your price point, all of that is of paramount importance, right? Their opinion matters the most because they're the ones who actually sign the check, right? They're the ones who pay your bills. So their opinion is paramount. So I have clients who come to me and we look at their messaging, and certainly I have an opinion on it, but I always say, take my opinion with a grain of salt if I'm at odds or in conflict with what your market says, what your prospect says, because I don't write checks to you, they write checks to you. So yeah, I may have an informed opinion, a hypothesis, but let's find out what your market actually thinks. Their opinion, the prospect's opinion, is far more important. Not enough of you are spending nearly enough time actually talking to your market, talking to prospects. Now, if you have a long track record in business or a long track record working with your particular industry or vertical, then you should have a pretty good sense, almost just like naturally, what your market wants, what their pain points are, what their desires are. But if you haven't been in your market for long enough, or maybe like many people, you've worked in a number of different markets, then you might not have enough of a sense of what a particular prospect in a particular niche or vertical actually wants and needs. So don't expect to be able to create marketing that's going to speak to them if you don't have enough experience actually dealing with them, right? You need to go out and talk to your market, get out of the building, as they say. Go and have conversations with those prospects, really get a sense of what their challenges are, what they're struggling with, what their needs are, so that you can feed that into your marketing. So the place that I find my messaging, where I get my best ideas for marketing, is not in my head or just like sitting around, like looking at the sky, although maybe it does come to me that way, but the inputs are from when I actually go and talk to prospects. When I get on the phone with prospects, we talk about their challenges and their obstacles and their frustrations. That's where my messaging comes from. That's where it's born. Okay? So the first person that you should pay attention to, the first opinion that actually matters, and the most important opinion, is your prospect. Take what they say very seriously. Pay attention to what they have to say about your marketing and your messaging and your packaging and your offers, and feedback that into your business. The second person whose opinion counts is your accountant. Okay? It's your accountant. In the end, what drives sales is what matters. So the message that drives sales is the message that you want. The packaging that drives higher profitability and higher cash flow, that's the packaging that you want. Okay? The market that drives higher revenue numbers, that's the market that you want. All else being equal, obviously there's other considerations here, but pay attention to what actually drives tangible business results. This idea of whatever keeps your accountant happy, which is not really true because your accountant gets paid no matter how much you get paid, but it's a nice idea. The third person that I mentioned in the beginning is your coach, your mentor, your advisors. If you've got somebody in your corner who you've hired to advise you, to coach you, to mentor you through this journey, then take what they say pretty seriously. But again, only if it's in alignment with what your market actually wants. Because unless you're hiring a coach or working with a mentor who has a lot of experience in your market, you're the one who needs to bring that market intelligence. So I tell my clients all the time, it's not for me to bring the industry intelligence, the domain knowledge, because I can't. I got clients in medical devices. I got clients in artificial intelligence. I've got clients in human resources. I got clients in finance. I can't have domain knowledge in all of these areas. They have to bring that domain knowledge. I bring the marketing framework. So certainly if you have somebody like me in your corner, then take what they say pretty seriously, pay attention to it, but pair that with what your market actually wants. So bottom line, if you're struggling with messaging, and you'll know you're struggling with messaging if nobody's responding to your messages, no one's paying attention to your marketing, you put marketing out into the world wherever that may be, and nobody responds, nobody engages with it, it's crickets, right? Then you'll know you're struggling with messaging. And if that's you, chances are you haven't actually talked to enough prospects. You don't have a good enough sense as to what the pains and the desires and the frustrations of your market actually are. That's not going to get better if you just create more content, okay? That's not gonna fix itself unless you go out and actively talk to prospects, talk to people in your space, get a sense of what they want, and then feedback that into your marketing and your messaging. Hope that helps. Questions or comments, drop them below. Happy to